So I just saw someone like post complaining about how their Janna supports were like not playing aggressive enough or trading enough or that he felt like they could be doing more in lane and they were just playing passive and standing really far back and whatnot. So I wanted to make clear what the ideal like Janna laning phase is. And it's it's because you outscale other supports so heavily for the most part. Like Thresh is a good example where they really have to make plays, and if nothing happens, you win. Is sort of how it goes. You just sort of win by default. So you can see how far we stand back, right? They hit level 2 first. We're not going to try and fight them level 1, level 2. That shield was bad. Um, we're just going to stand like really far back, and if they walk up like that and go like crazy aggressive, then we'll trade back with them. But we don't want to fight. Like, we're not going to be the ones going up and starting fights. So you can see how far back we're standing the whole time. We let them get level 2 first and say, okay, we could try and fight for level 2, but if we tried to fight for level 2, like, we would get it probably slightly after them, and even if we did get it at the same time as them, we couldn't fight them like with our abilities level 2. Their all in is just way stronger. Like Thresh does more all in than Janna. I have the tornado there to keep him from getting in range to hook me. I want to just stand like really far back, get pushed into the tower the whole time. It's fine. Like, well, that wasn't clean, but if we just CS cleanly, Ashe isn't down very far in CS, and I'm gonna outscale the Thresh. Like we could try and fight level 2, but again, their all in is just way stronger than us. Like we can poke, if we don't trade for more HP than the shield, and um, like we want to trade, they miss a hook, they're just sort of in range. We can sort of what's it called, auto spacing. We can kite them, try and get a little poke off, but we do not want all in. Like the key thing in this lane is that we're gonna outscale. We just don't want to all in. Um, like if we can make it to an ardent sensor and maybe a item or two on Ashe and like a forbidden item or something. I don't know. The point is we just need some items. So like look how far back we're standing. We volley occasionally. I shield Ashe. She goes in for an auto attack, but we don't go for any all-ins. And you could say, well, maybe you could get away with playing the lane like slightly more aggressively, and you should be pushing your limits more. But the thing is, with Janna, you outscale like so heavily. Look, I'm getting 25 gold from these coins. Thresh isn't going to make use of gold or scaling nearly as well as I will. Um, and coins last, like I'm not going to go up and pick that up, and I'm going to wait for the minion wave to go up and then pick it up. Oh, this CSing isn't clean, but whatever. And yeah, like the key is just not taking risks, not throwing the lane by getting all in. Like it looks like nothing's happening here. This looks super boring, but what's actually happening here is actually great for us. Like this is us, like this is like our win, our like ideal lane winning setup. I don't know what to call it, but like if you watch a lane where Thresh wins the lane, it's very obvious that Thresh is winning lane because he's hooking you, he's killing you. Like they're getting all ins. Callista's like stacking up the spears and killing us. Like we're dying, but it's not as obvious here. But we're actually like doing great in this lane because we're gonna outscale. So like even though it looks like nothing's happening and we're just playing super passively and standing super far back, and yeah, it looks like we're just doing nothing. This is what Janna winning looks like. Like when just the occasional like shield, and when they step up really far, going and poking them back. Like this is what it looks like when Janna wins lane. Or I don't want to say wins. This is like when Janna survives lane and then wins the surviving lane is a win for Janna, is what I'm saying. Like this situation where we are not in any danger of getting all in and we're just gonna be fine. Like this is like what you want as Janna. So even though it looks like we're playing super far back and passively and stuff, like this is good for us. And the fact that they weren't doing anything the whole time is good for us. So I mean, the downside is like this is what Thresh has to do to stay relevant as he has to roam. So they make something happen in roam, um, which is the unfortunate consequence of being a weaker early game champion is Thresh is going to roam. I could try and follow the roam. I think maybe I should have followed, but um, I'm happy with how this laning phase went. Like, obviously, there's some like stuff wasn't clean, but the point is, even though it looks like nothing happened there, that's the fact that nothing happened is super good for Janna because we're gonna outscale them. Yeah, or I'm gonna outscale Thresh like really hard.